Hi there, welcome to Code Framer. We are going to continue exploring different operations that can be performed on the Python list. This video is the continuation of Part 6 and Part 7 videos, so I highly recommend you to watch them first, so that you understand all the concepts related to Python list. Before starting, I want you to pay complete attention to learn all the methods and functions that are going to be explained. This is because they are going to be extremely useful and helpful in your future algorithms or solutions or any other logic development. So pay complete attention to ensure in-depth understanding. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let us start. The first two functions that we are going to look at are max and min. The max function finds the largest integer value in the list, and min function finds the lowest integer value in the list. So for example, if we have few integer items in the list, then in order to find the largest integer value among the list items, we can pass this list as an argument to the max function. The result of this statement will be the largest integer item in the list, which is 653. Similarly, if we pass the list as an argument to the min function, then it will print the lowest integer value in the list. I hope that this concept is clear. Let us move forward. We can perform concatenation operations on lists. For example, we have list 1, where 3 string values are stored, which are x, y, and z. Similarly, we have another list 2, where we have 3 integer values, which are 1, 4, and 7. Now if we add list 1 and list 2, by using the addition operator, then both the list will be concatenated. As you can see, the items 1, 4, 7, are now part of the concatenated list. When the interpreter finds the plus symbol between the two lists, then it will simply concatenate the items of list 1 and list 2. I hope that this concept is clear. Are you wondering on how the Python list will behave with other mathematical operators? Let us give multiplication operator a try. So for example, if you have a list, which has a string item Python. If we multiply this list with integer 4, then it will print the same list item 4 times. So as you can see, Python is printed 4 times in the list. One important point to note here is that a list and an integer value will together support only multiplication operator. If you execute a list and an integer with any other mathematical operator like subtraction, addition, and division, then the interpreter will raise an error saying unsupported operand type between a list and integer. I hope that this is clear. Let us move forward. We saw the append method in the last video, where we appended few values into the list using the append method. Now, if we want to append more than one value into the list, then how will that be possible? For such cases, we will have to use the looping statement. So, in order to append multiple values into a list, we will have to loop through the collection of those values, using a for loop, and then append the values to the list, on each iteration of the for loop. Let us take the same example. If we have list 1, which has 3 items, x, y, and z, and now we want to append the values of list 2, into the list 1. In this case, we can loop through each item of list 2, and append those items in list 1. So we can write, for, item in list 2, colon, and in the next line with indentation, we can write, list 1, dot, append, round brackets, and inside the round bracket, we can write, item. When the for loop runs for the first time, the first item, which is 1, will be fetched from list 2, and it will be appended to list 1. Now the loop will fetch the second item of list 2, which is 4, and then it will append this item in list 1, and finally, the for loop will fetch the third item of list 2, and it will append it in list 1. This is how the for loop will fetch the value from list 2, and it will append those values in list 1. We will understand the for loops in looping statements video in future, but for now, I hope that it is clear that we can use for loop statement to loop through the items of a particular list, and using the append method, we can add the items to another list. Let us move forward. We have one more method using which we can add two lists. It is the extend method. Let us continue with the same example. If we want to add list 2, in list 1, then we can write, list1, dot, extend, round brackets, and inside the round bracket, we can write, list 2. Now when we print the statement, then the items in list 2, will be added in list 1. So basically, we have just extended the list 1, with items of list 2. I hope that this is clear. Let us now see the functionality of the reverse method. For example, in order to reverse the items in list 1, we can write, list1, dot, reverse, round brackets. When the reverse method is invoked, the interpreter will update the items of the list in reverse order. I hope you have understood the functionality of reverse method. Let us continue to explore the next method, that is, sort method. We can sort the items in the list, using the sort method. For example, if we have a list, which contains names of certain countries, like India, England, Australia, and USA. In order to sort this list, we can write, country_list, dot, sort, round brackets. This will sort the items of the list in alphabetical order. As you can see in the result, Australia is now in the first position, followed by England, India, and USA. We can also sort the items of the list in reverse order. So if we write, country_list, dot, sort, round brackets, and inside the bracket we can write, reverse, equals true. This will sort the items of the list in reverse alphabetical order. So as you can see in the result, USA is in the first position, followed by India, England, and Australia. I hope that this concept is clear. Explore a little more about the sort method in list, by running the sort method on list containing integer values, float values, and maybe combination of values with different data types. This will deepen your understanding about the sort method. By the way, a list containing items with different data type will not support sort method. But I want you to see for yourself, on what error does the interpreter throws, when it finds items of different data types in a list, while executing the sort method. So leaving this part for you to explore further. Let us move forward. We can find the sum of all the integer items in a list, using the sum function. So for example, a list contains certain integer values. Now in order to add this integer values and find the result, we will have to usually loop through the items, and add the items with each other, one by one. Instead of adding the items using for loop, we can use the sum function. So if we pass this list as an argument to sum function, it will return the result, as the sum of all the integer values in the list. As you can see, the result is 12, because 1 plus 4 plus 7 is 12. I hope that this is clear. The last two methods, that I am going to talk about list are, index, and count. The index method finds the index position of any particular item in the list. And the count method finds the total number of occurrences of an item present in a list. Let us see the example one by one. If we want to find the position of 7 in my_list, then we can write, my_list, dot, index, round brackets, and in the round brackets we can give the value which we want to find in the list. So as you can see here, 2 is printed in the result. This is because, the value 7, exists in index position 2. I hope that this is clear. We can also find the total number of occurrences of an item in a list, using the count method. The count method expects an argument, which is the item for which the total number occurrence is to be found. For example, we have a list called number_list, which contains few repeated integer values. Now, to find the count of an item, 4, we can write number_list, dot, count, round bracket, and inside the round bracket we can pass the item we are looking for, which is 4. As you can see, we have 3 occurrences of 4 in the list, and hence, the output is 3. Similarly, if we execute the same statement for item 7, then the output is 2. I hope that these concepts are clear. Do practice more with these methods and functions because in future, when you will be working on developing new solutions and algorithms, these methods should come naturally in your code. It will help you to develop optimized solutions. You will be delighted to know that we covered almost all the methods available on Python list. We still have a very important concept remaining about the list, which is list comprehension. It is an extremely important concept, so I will explain it in a separate video to give you an in-depth understanding. I hope that this video helped you to understand the Python list well. If you like this video, then hit the like button, share it with other code lovers, and subscribe the channel to master programming languages. I'll see you soon with the next video, and until then, happy learning.